Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. Um, yeah, it weren't meant to be. PSG progressed to the final, and Arsenal are out. I don't know. I don't know where to start in terms of how the night went, other than the fact that we started exactly how I thought we would. Um, yeah, I thought we'd go for it, and we did. Uh, I was really, really impressed and really, really. I was encouraged so much by just how high we played, how much intent we played with, and just how much we looked like we wanted it. Like, PSG obviously have to defend, but they're not a team that wants to defend or likes to defend kind of thing. I think we forced them into that. Um, they wanted the ball and we just wouldn't give it to them. We just kept on being direct as possible, making it ugly for them, making it really, really like difficult. And the chances came. The Rice header should do better, I think. The Martinelli chance should do better as well. Odegaard shot, fucking hell, some really dangerous situations in their box. And we're getting into their box pretty easily. But this is what it is in the Champions League, a semi-final. They're no mugs. You know what I mean? You're going to get, you're going to have to suffer basically. And while, you know, we created all those chances, they had some really good ones on our counter as well. Some from our mistakes, some from just, the nature of the game. We're chasing the game, so we're going to lose gaps. We're going to leave gaps. Um, but yeah, after their goal went in, I mean, even the goal itself, Rice, to be honest, like it's just a bad first touch, and that can happen in it. And I just feel as if it's really, really annoying that it's a bad first touch, considering just how good this guy is. You know what I mean? It's just like now that sort of thing that's gonna, you know, not that he'll probably care or even the club will care kind of thing. It's a sort of thing that will be levelled at him, in terms of his technique or whatever else. It can happen to anyone. Like I saw bad touches from all the midfielders today, to be honest, regardless of what you think of them. But it's just really unfortunate that you get punished in the way that we did. I think Five should have probably headed it out wider, but he didn't. It is what it is. Great first touch from Ruiz, he's a wonderful player, and he's just stuck in the net via deflection. It is what it is. After that, I wouldn't say he went into our shell, but we just made it extra difficult for ourselves. The fact we didn't get a goal before half time, the writing was on the wall after that, I think. Had we got something early in the second half, then maybe we could have done something special. But yeah, it was just after that we were just going through the motions, to be honest. And it wasn't until the subs came on, I think that's where we looked serious. But it took for us to essentially get a pen saved by Raya, and then for them to go 2-0 up, for us to actually create a chance, that led to a goal, basically. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not good enough. However you slice it, it's just not good enough. And I think, yeah, looking at the future and looking at where in fact, let's look at now. Look at the season, right? Arsenal have failed in the league. There's no two ways about it. We failed in the league, regardless of how you want to slice it. I've been very vocal on how we've been unlucky, and I still feel that way. But it gets to a point where you draw 13 games, whatever, you lose 2 games at home. No top team should be losing 2 games at home, as far as I'm concerned, throughout the season. You shouldn't. You get one. You get one, maybe you get one. Like, but you shouldn't be losing games at home at all. So yeah, it's just overall hasn't been good enough. Now, that being said, in Europe, it's been the opposite. We were 1 game away from the final. That's the way you got to look at it. It was 1-0. It was 1-0 at half time, in the entire tie. To me, that's a mountain to climb in the semi-final of a Champions League. But the fact remains, I think we could have been good enough to overturn it. We just didn't, and I think one of the main reasons why we didn't is mainly to do with the quality of the opposition, but also it's just there's still something missing in our attack. We stuck 7 past PSV, cool. We stuck 5 past Real Madrid over 2 legs, but in these sorts of games here, like this is where that extra quality really tells. Dembele in the first few minutes gets a goal. Do you know what I mean? Wonderful player. Do you know what I mean? What's his name? Fabian Ruiz, again, a wonderful player, gets a goal after we've battered them, to be honest. And it's just those moments. We need to find more of those players in our first 11. It's that simple. It, However you slice it, Arsenal still need to invest heavily. I think there's a lot of quality in our midfield and our defence. I'd still get one more defender, especially a centre back. To be honest, I'd still get, pardon me, I'd still get two midfielders. To be honest, one absolutely has to be a bona fide attacking midfielder. I don't want to call him a number 10, but that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna have to be. And we need two forwards, because these are the guys essentially will take us to the next level. But also, there's no reason why we can't get to the semi-finals of the Champions League again, and depend on these guys to drag us over the line. Because in all honesty, who was going to drag us over the line today? It was going to be Saka. It was going to be Declan Rice. You know, it was going to be. That was pretty much it. If we're being really honest with ourselves, love Marino, love Martinelli. Do you know what I mean? Trossard has got a lot of quality, but again, Arteta doesn't rate him to start, which I understand. So in our first 11, right, the real difference makers is our right winger and our central midfielder. That's not enough, man. It's just not enough. However way you slice it. I don't think Odegaard was good enough today again. Despite him, trying. He had a great shot in the first half. He had two really good opportunities on the edge of the box to shoot. And it just reminded me of the fact that Fabian Ruiz had a harder chance, to be honest. He's had to take it down and beat a player with his touch, and then half volley it under pressure. And Odegaard is cutting his left foot, and he's got all the time in the world, and he just doesn't take the shot twice on the edge of the box. Anything can happen. It deflected off Saliba. You know what I mean? Anything. It could have went in off Patrick. It could have went in off Marquinhos. And I just feel like a player with that backs himself more. That's probably going to be not as careful with the ball. Not saying Bruno Fernandes levels, because he's a fucking idiot, but I mean someone that's going to really just back themselves in a situation, just to forget about the assist, just go for the shot and see what happens, man. Yeah, trying my best to stay positive, but it's a hard one to take. I've just come from literally the watch party now at the Emirates, and it was a good night overall. Genuinely, it was a good night. I mean, we're walking out the stadium, people are still like trying to sing some Arsenal songs, trying to keep the spirits high, but it's a sore one, man. It's a tough one to take, should I say. And I would highly advise just sticking together right now, to be honest, more than anything. Don't try to dig any players out. Don't try to dig the manager out, kind of thing. Now's the time to really just stick together. It's easy after Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to be so upbeat and everything like that, yeah. And I get it, I understand, kind of thing. But now's the time that we've got a game on Sunday against the champions. We've got to give them a guard of honour. It's going to be another tough game. They're going to want to try and put 4 or 5 past us, seeing how we're short for confidence now. So we've got to go again. Like the second place isn't wrapped up yet. So a good result on Sunday, you know what I mean? It could, we could try and end the season well, but we have to regroup. We have to go again. Do you know what I mean? Next season, the simple fact is, we have to win one of the major trophies. Like a cup is cool, whatever, but we have to win the league. We have to win the Champions League, and that's a good place to be, where I feel like I can demand it now. That means I believe in it, and that means there's hope. Do you know what I mean? There was hope tonight. That if we got to the final against Inter, we could have won it. We could have snuck it. And snuck a Champions League. You never know. But now, at the point where I feel that there's enough experience, enough quality there, with a few more additions, we can expect to win the league, which is a good place to be. Added pressure, yeah, but I think that's where we're at. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, tough one to take, but let's stick together, man. I've been Coach. Peace.